Welcome back to the actually not welcome back. Hello. This is brand new video on a brand new channel. I'm doing this because I lost a challenge in my gaming channel. You should go check that out. Crafter Gaming, similar logo, just not the crossed out controller. But here we go. Let's react to this video for the first time.
Hi, my name is Sasha, and I'm
Hi.
a popular singer with the wealthiest parents in town. Before
Lucky.
I continue, please like and subscribe. Selling out concerts
Yes, like and
weekly
subscribe.
and dealing with fans around the world might sound fun, but you know what's even cooler? Partying. All night long. In the middle of my show, I
wish I could
escaped with my
relate.
boyfriend Theo to go to the biggest island party ever. But when he pulled over to a
Wow, not even 30 seconds in. Richest parents in town, famous singer, rich boyfriends, going to the biggest party. Oh my god!
helicopter pad, my excitement turned to panic.
Why?
I thought we were going to use a yacht. You know I have a phobia of heights, right?
Oh.
It's a 5-minute ride. You're just being melodramatic. Get over it. Get
Bro,
over it?
Nah,
Enjoy
that's
the
the worst
party
thing
without
to
this
say.
drama queen then. Babe, come on. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. I just ignored him and stormed off. As I walked
Who
back
was
to
that
the
base?
city, I noticed a person in a hooded jacket following me. I grabbed my stiletto
Just
and
wants
yelled at him.
autograph.
Why are you hiding, dude? Are you scared? Don't worry. I don't bite. To my surprise, he just threw a magazine at me and
don't
ran
bite,
away.
but you
What, the
stab.
chocolate fudge? I picked it up and realized
What, the chocolate fudge?
that it was my magazine, with a death threat drawn all over my face. Unfortunately for him, I was fearless. The threats kept coming over the weekend. My parents had always wanted to hire a bodyguard for me, but I didn't want some boring old guy to keep following me around. But this time, they wouldn't take no for an answer. When I finally saw my bodyguard, I almost passed out. He was the most exquisite specimen of a man I had ever seen, and he
What? Why do you word it like that? It's like, he's the most exquisite specimen of a man I've ever seen. Why do you word it like that? Just say he looks good. He looks
looked
nice.
just a few years older than
Looks
me.
handsome, he
Hey,
doesn't.
handsome. Are you sure you're a bodyguard and not my next boyfriend? To my surprise, he didn't smile a bit. Rude. You look too
Bro,
young
he's
for
a
this job.
bodyguard.
How
What
can
do you
I trust
expect?
you? Suddenly, a ball from our neighbor came hurling right at me, and he instantly caught it with one hand. Trust
That
me,
sounds so
I'm
cool,
really
Paul
good at my
Nancy
job.
Griffin.
You can check my records. Your father has everything you need. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Let's go. He opened the car door for me, and as I slipped in, I accidentally brushed my shoulder on his chest,
What is this?
and oh my, it felt harder than
Animation.
a
Oh
rock.
my
When we
god.
arrived at school, Theo didn't look so happy to see me with my young bodyguard. He pulled me aside and said, "Look, babe, I know I insulted you the other night, but getting back at me by flirting with another guy, how could you? He's my freaking bodyguard. I'm still mad at you for what you did, and now you're
How
accusing me of cheating?" Suddenly, Damon stepped in. "Is there a problem here? Stay out of this, man." Theo tried to push him aside, but Damon pounced on him and pinned him to the ground. "What the heck are you doing? Let go of me, idiot." "Hey, stop it!" Damon finally released my boyfriend after a minute. As expected, Theo went psycho. I
Not even 3 minutes in. You're really rich, you have a bunch of stuff, and your boyfriend's gone psycho.
immediately blocked him before he got his butt kicked by Damon. "That's enough, Theo. He's just doing his job. Why do you need a bodyguard when you have me? I'm your boyfriend. I'll protect you." A small spider suddenly landed on his shoulder, and he ran screaming.
Yeah, why do you need a bodyguard? I'm your boyfriend. I'll protect you. It's like Spider-Man's.
Protect my butt. As I walked down the hall with Damon, girls were literally drooling all over him. "He looks more like a model than a bodyguard. He can be the father of my children. He's
He
way
does.
more attractive than Theo. I really want to feel his
Whoa. They look younger. Really young. To be in like high school.
biceps. These
this
girls
picture.
sounded so desperate, but they were right. When I reached our classroom, my best friend Tessa came up to me with my favorite coffee. "Hey girl, so I brought you your..." Damon suddenly snatched it and started sniffing it. He then took a sip
What?
and waited for a few seconds before saying, "Clear." As he gave it back to me,
What? What? It's our best
Me,
friend. Come
Tessa
on, dude.
was glaring at him. Excuse me, did you really think that I'll poison my best friend? Just doing my job. Tessa then dragged me to a corner.
Yeah,
So
that's
you're
his
giving
job.
up your privacy just like that? I can see that he's very attractive, but something about him screams bad news. He even sounds like a demon. You have to
That
get rid
is
of
so
him
true.
ASAP.
Let her
Oh, come
away.
on, girl. It's just his first day. Let's see.
Yeah, you
But
still gotta get a
Tessa
little
was
bit.
right. I didn't have a second of privacy. Damon followed me around every freaking
gonna think
second.
it's
He stood
Damon, the
behind
hooded
me in
figure.
all of my classes and even in restrooms. It was so
Okay, that
awkward.
is awkward.
At home, he'd just stand outside my door, and I never saw him sleep. And worse, he had this permanent ice-cold expression on his face that gave me chills.
That's funny. Had an ice cold expression that gave you
I
chills.
had a recording event one night, and when I reached the studio, a guy came rushing toward me. He was about to draw out something from his back pocket when suddenly Damon grabbed his arm and twisted it. Drop your weapon. What? I just wanted an autograph from a
Why'd you
man.
run up and
Damon
grab
let go of the
something
poor
like
guy,
this?
and
Just
it
go like,
was so
you're not holding
embarrassing.
it.
What's the matter with you? I'm a popular singer, so you have to get used to my fans. Just doing my job. Calm down, Sasha. Calm down.
It's like his
the next
first
day at
day,
school,
bro.
Theo kept following me around to apologize.
That bear bee honey thing will.
But I still
Very
ignored him
will
until he
terrify
said,
me.
my
What
producer cousin is throwing an exclusive yacht party with some A-listers this weekend. She's a fan of yours, and she'd be ecstatic if you came. He had my attention now. Parties were my weakness. Not so fast, sweetheart. Hang out with me tomorrow? Okay, fine. Theo requested not to bring
Stand him up.
Damon to our date tomorrow, so I talked to him in private. My job is not to leave your side for a minute. So sorry,
Okay,
can't
then
do.
every minute
He was
you come
so
back
firm
to
about
me.
this, so I finally gave up and let him come with us. We
Uh-huh.
went to a private
This
movie
can't be
theater
more than
and
a
watched
minute.
a super sad movie together. Minutes into the movie, Theo and I were already crying our hearts out, while Damon had no reaction.
Damon
At
has
all.
riz,
What
bro.
was he, a
He can get so
robot?
many girls,
After
but
the
he
movie,
doesn't want
we
to.
went to a fancy restaurant, and I was having a good time with the lobster until Theo started forcing himself on me. Just one kiss, babe. Come on. Not now, Theo. We're in a public place and people are staring. But he was persistent. Just then,
Bro,
Damon grabbed
come
him
on.
and threw
Grab
him
on
away like a
boundaries.
piece of paper. Theo was furious.
I'm kind of on Theo's side because, I'll be annoyed. This bodyguard's crashing your date. Yeah. At the same time, you don't know what boundaries are.
He grabbed a chair, but before he could hit Damon with it, I pushed him away. Stop it! Right now! Your stupid bodyguard started it. Why don't you tell him to get a life and go home to his mommy? No, Theo. You go home. I immediately called him a cab, and when he was
Where do you live where you can get a cab? I'm actually surprised. If you're so rich, why don't you call him like a Uber that's in like a McLaren?
finally
Like,
gone,
why a
I
cab?
turned to Damon angrily.
Just-
I know he was being a jerk, but I can handle my personal life. You don't have to interfere every freaking second. He was disrespecting your personal space. Your job is to keep me safe, not to meddle in my personal matters. Know your boundaries. Apologies. It will never happen again. I actually didn't mind that Theo got the thrashing he deserved, but Damon always being around was just getting on my nerves. A few days later at a concert, I was performing my newest single, and everyone was singing along with me. It felt amazing. Some of them even started climbing up on the stage to join me. Suddenly, Damon jumped in and pushed them off stage. What in the world? He then lifted me and carried me to the backstage, in the middle of my freaking performance.
You gotta have a talk with Damon. You say, hey, you can get some of my fans on stage, but in the middle, you are not carrying me away. Okay? That's what you gotta say.
I finally had enough. My parents are paying you to protect me, not to annoy me and screw up my concerts. Your life is in danger, ma'am. You have to treat everyone as an enemy. That is ridiculous. Whoever sends those stupid threats is probably just some harmless loser. Better to be safe than sorry.
Damn.
I complained to my parents about his behavior, but they praised him for it. But he's ruining my career. And
It's like you're the least favorite child. And he's the favorite. It's like he was picking on me. Nice job.
Even my personal life. He's just doing his job, honey, and that's to make sure you're safe all the time. They were hopeless cases, so I resorted to Tessa instead.
Bro, the dad, bro. He looks so much younger. Okay, it's just he looks like he's still keeping that like college kind of high school vibe with like the hair and stuff. The mom went full on rich and titled look.
And she came up with a plan. Test his patience, annoy him, do everything you can to make him quit. You're good at that, you gorgeous brat. I love the sound of it,
That's
girl.
like a compliment
You're the best.
with the
Of course I
gorgeous
am.
rat, but
I stayed up at
the
4
brat
a.m.
and,
that night to disturb
you were
Damon
good
in
at
his sleep,
annoying
but to my surprise, he was already up. I need you to get my favorite Starbucks coffee. That's not part of my job description. Do it, or I'll make your job harder. Fine. What's your order? 1 iced venti caramel macchiato with 6 shots of mocha, 1/4 non-fat milk, 1/8 almond milk with medium whipped cream, and a caramel drizzle with a rose design on top, in a biodegradable takeaway cup with a pink straw. Got it. What? I was just messing with him, but to my surprise, he immediately left. And holy mother of toads, he came back
Holy mother of toads!
with my exact order. How? Anything else? That's all for now. Later that day, I went to the mall and went on a crazy shopping spree, making him carry all my bags to tire him out. But he was like a machine. I entered a clothing store, and as I tried on all the prettiest clothes,
Bro,
I kept asking for his opinion, but he wasn't paying attention. Hello? Aren't you gonna give me a compliment or something? Giving an opinion about your outfits is not part of my job, ma'am. Any normal guy would have been drooling at me by now. He must be a cyborg. To get back at him, I faked a sprain and forced him to carry me on his back, but he was still as strong as a freaking tank. Finally giving up.
You're carrying like 1,000 Gucci bags, Chanel or something, Louis Vuitton, and her. Like, what do you lift, 1,000 pounds?
I went to the bathroom with everything I'd bought and escaped through the window. After making sure that I'd lost him, I went to an orphanage and gave out all the clothes to the kids. While I was having fun with them, Tessa sent me some pictures of Theo kissing a blonde girl in a restaurant. And
whoa. That took a turn. But I guess he is so mad at you.
I didn't even care. Theo was trash. I immediately sent him a message and told him that we were done. He was the worst boyfriend anyway.
Hold up. That iPhone picture, it had blue when someone else sent it in blue and you sent it not.
He started calling me immediately, so I just blocked him. Problem solved. Later, I went to a local club to celebrate my breakup, and while I was dancing my heart out, I was shocked to see someone watching me from the bar. Damon! Of course he tracked me
He placed an Apple AirTag. He placed an Apple AirTag in your hair.
Down. A cute guy tried to dance with me, and suddenly, Damon came and pushed him away. Hey, listen, buddy. I'm sick of this. If you're gonna keep scaring all the other guys away, you dance with me. I don't mix business with pleasure. Dance with me, or go sit quietly in a corner while I find someone. Before I could poke the guy next to me, Damon suddenly grabbed my hand to dance. Just then, the song shifted to a slow, romantic one, and he pulled me in closer by the waist. It's not so bad, is it? If you say so, ma'am. You can say my name, you know. If you say so, Sasha. He had the faintest smile on his face, and my heart skipped a beat. We slow danced as he looked deep into my eyes, and suddenly, his face was so close to mine. Just then, he pulled away from me, like he'd had an electric shock. We need to go home. But it's still early. Safety reasons. Ugh, he was so annoying. When we got home, I saw a box sitting on my bed, and when I opened it, lots of rats jumped out and started running all over the room. Damon saw a little note inside, and for the first time ever, it scared me. For real. Someone broke
too. You got all those rats and then someone trying to kill you.
into your room. This person means business. We have to be more careful, ma'am. He suggested that I shouldn't go to school for the next few days for safety, and I agreed.
Yeah,
One
I
night,
agree
my
too,
manager
bro.
called and reminded me of my concert in Paris the next day.
Oh!
It was my biggest one yet, and I had to go. I don't think you
He's in
should
a
be
pickle.
making public appearances till we find out who's trying to hurt you.
Yeah, but
No, I'm not gonna let some creep scare me and make me decide what I should do. This was planned in advance, and all the tickets are sold, and I'm not canceling. Damon was forced to allow me, but on one condition. We had to share a hotel room so he could keep a constant eye on me. When we were finally in Paris, I rehearsed my
Okay, I feel like Damon's the bad guy. He's asking to share a room with you? Nah, he's gonna kill you in your sleep.
songs all night while he was constantly looking out the window. The next morning, I found him still asleep on the couch when something
way.
on the floor caught my attention. A picture of a beautiful girl in his wallet. She looked around my age. I quickly put the wallet away,
Question mark?
feeling something weird. Was I jealous? No, of course not.
What if it's
Why
her-
would
what
I
if-
care if he had a girlfriend? Hours
Whoa. What if it's his sister? They do look kind of alike.
before the concert, while my makeup team was working on me, Damon suddenly snatched me away. Can't you just postpone this? It's too dangerous. I told you, I can't. Please, Sasha, just listen to me. I care about you, you know? Oh, do you? I thought I was your only client. Just do your job, which is to keep me alive, and let me do my job, which is to entertain people. And actually, I prefer it when you call me ma'am. You got me? Loud and clear, ma'am. During my concert, I tried not to think of Damon and the death threats, and it was going so
Sasha!
well. In the middle of my performance, I saw Damon in the crowd, and he was smiling at me.
Oh my
He
God,
looked
he's
so
smiling!
lovely. No, snap out of it, Sasha. He has a girlfriend. While I
Oh,
was
what
singing
if
my
it's
fourth
his
song,
sister?
I suddenly spotted a hooded figure in the crowd, and he was aiming something at me. No.
No,
I froze in panic, but just then a
Oh,
strong pair of
freeze!
arms grabbed me and carried
If
me off.
there's freeze, fight, or fight. I'm like, you don't fight. He has a weapon. You don't freeze. He has a weapon. He could shoot you. You
The
run.
stage, and I looked up to see Damon's tense face. Stay here. Don't move. He returned a few minutes later, saying he'd lost the hooded figure. I was
Because
still
it's
shaking
him!
in fear, and he gently picked me up and we returned to the hotel. He tucked me into bed and sat on a chair close by. I closed my eyes and tried to sleep, feeling
watching
safe
you
as he
so
watched
when you
over
fall
me.
asleep, you can
Sometime
feel
later, I felt him fixing my blanket and gently caressing my cheek as he left. Why did he do that? And why was it giving me a heart attack? When I woke up the next morning, I peeked into the kitchen and smiled when I saw him dancing while cooking our breakfast. It was the first time I saw him looking so human. I felt shy when he turned to me. I didn't have any makeup on. That's the first time I've seen you without makeup, and you look even more beautiful than usual. Is complimenting me part of your job now? Maybe. I knew it. No one can ever resist my charms, not even my emotionless bodyguard. I wonder what your girlfriend would say about this. I assume you're talking about the picture of the girl in my wallet.
How does he know?
Gosh, was he actually awake that time? He revealed that it was his sister, and they grew up in the orphanage together.
See? I knew it.
He lost her because he'd failed to protect her, and that's why he became a bodyguard. She'd always wanted to go to Paris and go up the Eiffel Tower. I suddenly felt brave. Let's go there then, for her. After what happened yesterday, there's no way I'm allowing you to go anywhere. Also, I know from your file that you're afraid of heights. I'm not scared when I have you around. I'll be fine, I promise. He finally agreed, but later as we were climbing onto the escalator at the Eiffel Tower, he must have noticed I was nervous. Are you sure about this? We can just go back, you know. No, I can do this. When we reached the top, I squealed and covered my eyes. You made it to the top. You have to see this view now.
You have to see the view. You already got to the top and all of that. And I believe either one or two people died while building this.
I don't know if I can.
No,
How
Jack,
about you take a look, and we'll go down?
But
But I don't want you to
Already
miss
done.
this, Sasha. I've got you. Do you trust me? Yes, I do. Okay then, open your eyes when I say so. I kept my eyes shut as he led me forward, and then suddenly,
see, this is dangerous. What? He's the person. He's gonna shove you off.
I felt his arms wrap around my waist. Now. I opened my eyes, and I gasped. I was so close to the edge, and the whole glittering city was in front of me.
Spaghetti
And I'd
noodles.
never felt safer in my life. Damon? Yes? Have you ever fallen for a client? My smile instantly faded at his answer.
What? The mouse does not move.
No, it would never happen. I can't do my job well if I'm emotionally involved. So, it was just me who was feeling this. He was just being nice to his client. After a week, I had to go back to school for the final exams. I looked for Tessa so we could study
Finals
together in the
week.
library, but I couldn't find her. I sat down to study alone and let Damon stand by the door so I could focus. Minutes later, he barged in and yelled, "Sasha, look out." To my horror, the huge bookshelf behind me began to fall on me, but Damon leapt forward and pushed me out of harm's way, and it fell on him. He was in the hospital for a week, and despite my parents' protests that I needed to stay safe at home, I insisted on visiting him every day. One day, while I was in the waiting area, Tessa came to see me with my favorite coffee, but before I could take a sip, a hand suddenly slapped the cup away.
Why?
We turned to see Damon and a cop beside him, who suddenly put handcuffs on Tessa. What?
Yeah, what are you doing? It's not Tessa. Why would it be Tessa?
What are you doing, you moron? Damon, what's happening? Suddenly, he revealed something that blew my mind. Tessa was the one who'd pushed the bookshelf on me.
No!
I'd been keeping an eye on her and studying her. That day, I saw her enter the library from the back door, and I knew she was up to no good. I'm sure your coffee is poisoned too.
My best friend was trying to hurt me? Tessa, why? And suddenly, Tessa turned into a monster because I hate you. You have everything I've ever wanted.
So they weren't best friends? Why? Everything's
Beauty,
going.
talent, fame, wealth, Theo. Life is so unfair. I would have gotten rid of you already if your stupid bodyguard wasn't such a pain. She screamed as the cop dragged her away, and I was left speechless. Damon then pulled me into a hug.
Are you okay?
I'll be fine. How are you?
I'm okay, but I can't be your bodyguard anymore, Sasha. I just can't fight my feelings for you anymore.
my God!
And it's wrong.
If I fire you right now, will you be my boyfriend instead? Without a word, he grabbed my face and finally kissed me on the lips. I took that as a yes.
Wow, what a video that was. I will see you next time